All right. So welcome to our Q&A, our mentoring program Q&A. We're going to answer any of your questions. But I want to talk to you more or less what the program is about, what it entails, what we want you guys to do, and so forth. So we're going to have all that information for you here, and then we'll go from there. So first I want to introduce the gentleman that you see next to me. His name is Mr. Wei. Mr. Wei is our cane intern who's going to be helping me with this task. So you're going to be hearing a lot of from him. He's going to put together our next orientation and everything else that we're going to be talking about. He's going to be helping me with that. So you're going to see a lot more of him, and you're probably going to hear him contacting you or calling you or emailing you as well.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Excellent. So let me jump in. So to talk a little bit about this is about. So like I mentioned to you in my communication, I'm conducting a mentoring program for new incoming freshmen. Okay, for new incoming freshmen. I don't know, Christelle, you did a summer program, did you?
Yes. When I first was an incoming freshman for the EOF program, I went through the program.
And did we pair you with a mentor?
I believe so. I believe there was mentors for the program too. Hillary, I forgot the rest of their names.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I put you on the spot too. So you know, I didn't give you any prompt for you to remember. But so Crystal did the summer program, and we pair her with a mentor, an upperclassman, primarily in her major or gender, depending. And what the mentor did was to be like a big brother, big sister. That's what it actually is about. You know, all of you guys here are an expert now in Hudson County Community College affairs. So you know who to talk to register. You know who to speak to about financial aid. You know where to go to get information answered or question answered. So you guys are an expert, and we want you guys to share your expertise with your fellow incoming students, EOF students, because when they're gonna come in, they're gonna be extremely lost. You know, like any other student that doesn't know the whole structure of the college, they're gonna be extremely lost. They want to know more about anything, and you know, students who are lost. Students who are not lost, but the students who are not, they're also going to be shy, and they're not going to ask questions. So they're not going to ask me questions. They're not going to ask Mr. Wade. They're not going to ask Tejo, Mr. Knight. So who they're going to ask questions? Their peers, you guys who are, you know, going through the same journey they're going through. So that's what we see the value of having a peer leadership program for the EOF students who are coming in. So that's why I'm taking the time to meet with you, to talk to you about this program and the opportunities that this program has. So once again, when you do become an EOF peer mentor, you're going to have a number of students under you. Okay, you're going to have, and we're thinking, depending on the number of students we accept, we're thinking about 5 students or even 4 or 5 students, and you're going to be in charge of those students. Let's say those students are going through some personal issues. I mean, you communicate those personal issues with the prepper advisor, and we're gonna do some workshops. We're gonna train you in how to properly work with students, because even though this is a mentoring relationship, it's not a friend relationship. You're not their friend, you're their mentor. So it's a big, it's a fine line, because sometimes we want to act like friends, especially if you're almost similar to the age, but you are the mentor. So it'll be close in relationship, but also there will be some boundaries. Well, we're gonna talk about that as well. So the program is scheduled to start on July 5th. Okay, our summer program is going to start July 5th, and it's going to continue even into the new year. It's going to continue in the fall and the spring. Okay, so it's not a one summer type of deal. In the past, we did that for only one summer. I think that's why Christelle doesn't remember her mentor, because I think after the summer ended, the relationship ended there. But we're not going to do that. We're going to continue the relationship into the fall and the spring. So you're going to be seeing that if they're going to class, if they're getting tutoring, or if they're getting any type of the resources that they need, you'll be there to target them. So once again, our program is scheduled to start on July 5th. And so from now to July 5th, there will be a couple of things we need to work on: application, paperwork, because I need to submit names to the Board of Trustees for approval. And so there's some paperwork that need to be completed before the start of the program. Now, Marlena, I know you and I were talking. I know you were, we were speaking earlier, and I know you probably saw an advertisement from the college about their own peer leadership program, and there's two different things. Okay, we are peer mentoring program. Okay, so they are just peer leaders, so they're gonna just work with the college and and activities and things like that. You guys are gonna have a caseload. You guys are gonna have students under you. Okay, so that's not the case with the college's peer leadership program. So sadly, you cannot do both. You only could do one, because you're gonna be paid by either my department if you do it with me, or if you do it with the college, you're gonna be paid by their department. Okay, so think about which group. If you like what I don't know if you attended the other meetings with the college, and if you like their structure, no problem with me. It's a free country, you could choose wherever you want to go. But if you want to work with us, this is the structure we have, and this is what we're providing you guys with. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll stay here.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop here for a minute before I continue on to answer any other questions that you may have. What do you guys think some of the things that I mentioned so far?
I know the peer leaders will be from July 5th to August 13th. Is it just remote or okay. Another question I had is I graduate in the fall and I'll be transferring in the spring semester. So how would that work when I'm as far as the peer leader?
So excellent question, Christelle. So yes, our this peer leadership program is going to be done remotely. Okay, so all activities, everything that we do is going to be done on the computer, which is great, because you can meet with students even on the weekends or in the afternoons. I know some of you guys work during the day and attending classes. So we're going to be doing a lot of weekend activities, perhaps Sunday activities, Saturday activities, or even evening activities. So the best thing, the beauty about being remote is that there's no one's going to kick me out of my house unless I don't do what I have to do. So it's not like when we're not, when we do this at the college, you got a certain time, or certain period of you can't pass 9 o'clock and things like that. No, you guys could meet with your mentees anytime during the during the time that you're allowed it. Now, Christelle brought the other point that she's graduating at the end of the fall semester. Well, you continue on into the fall semester. And when you graduate, you can put this experience in your resume and
Okay.
say that you were a peer leader. And if you do become an EOF student at another four-year college, um, if you have a peer leadership program, you could say, look, I was a peer leader at Hudson. I really enjoyed it. I want to be a peer leader here. And they would love that because sometimes,
I plan on transferring to King University once I'm
excellent. And they do have, their former director was our director. And I'm sure he's thinking the same thing that I'm thinking of putting a peer leadership program. And if you say, well, I was I was a peer leader at Hudson. I would like to be a peer leader here. I'm sure he will say, come in, apply and get you involved.
I also
Any other-
have a meeting with Mr. Knight after our meeting today.
Okay,
So I'll actually talk with him some more about it too.
excellent, great. Any other questions that about this experience that you probably have in your mind and you want to bring up? Okay, all right, so let me continue talking. So once again, one of the main tasks is to connect with those students. So that's the main thing that we want you to do. But during the summer program, you guys are going to be in charge of all our workshops. So we're gonna provide remote workshops on different activities. So look at some of the things that worked out for you during your time here at the college. Like for example, if you have issues with time management and you learn how to manage that, you want to create a workshop on that, you could do that. Okay. Note taking skills, okay, tutoring. Okay, so you want to have, and we'll help you. If you have the ideas, we'll sit down with you and we'll create those workshops with you. But you guys gonna lead it. Okay, it's not gonna be Mr. Lowe, it's not gonna be Mr. Wei. You guys are going to lead those workshops. You're gonna create the PowerPoint. You're gonna create, who's gonna be speaking, who's gonna say, and you could just, let's say we have a workshop today, and if you want to pair with somebody, if you want to, let's say Marlene want to pair with Christelle to conduct a workshop on note-taking skills, okay? You guys going to be in charge of all the materials and everything else. So that's another good thing that we're going to do for our students, and that's also part of our summer program. Okay, so think about different ideas. Think about different workshop themes that I keep saying note taking skills and writing skills, but also how to write a email. Some of us don't know. Some of us think how we to write an email, but sometimes we use language that normally we use with our friends, and sometimes the professors and even your staff members feel like, oh, no, I think they should be written a different way. So think about that, and we'll give you the resources. You put the PowerPoint together, and you'll get a chance to present. I think everybody here have taken speech as a class, so you already have the experience of giving out speeches. And I want to give you the avenue for you to continue to do speeches because you never know. You're going to continue in your journey, and you're probably going to be doing public speaking. I know Natasha wants to be a teacher. I think Natasha wants to be a teacher. So this is going to be a great ability for her to continue and build that rapport with students. Mr. Wade, you want to jump in? Anything that came up that you want to say?
No, I think you put everything very succinctly, but just to echo what Mr. Lowe said, think about your own experiences as a new EOF student coming in for the first time, right? Some think of the challenges that you face, think of the questions you may have asked or questions you may not have asked, like Mr. Lowe says, new students coming in are typically, kind of shy and timid, and they are looking towards you as a peer mentor to really, be the source of information and source of leadership. So they're really looking up to you for support and guidance, right? So, you know, it's a very important responsibility, but you know, you've been invited to join this Q&A session, and we were more than happy would like you to join us and join our team. So, you know, you guys were invited because, you know, you guys are like the top of the class, you know, you're the cream of the crop. So we would be more than happy to have you guys join our team. And again, yeah, you know, like Mr. Lowe says, this is also a great opportunity to go towards your personal and professional development, you know, your use in public speaking. Like Mr. Lowe says, Natasha, I think, is looking forward to become a teacher. You know, you can use these experiences to really build up your experiences and your resume. So, you know, these are great opportunities.
And the other piece I want to mention, thank you, Mr. Wei, is that it's something that has no price. You know, I know I'm paying you guys, we're going to be paying you guys, but something that doesn't have any price, which is the giving back. You know, when you see those students coming in for the first time, not connecting with the instructors, not connecting with their classes, and you see your intervention, your assistance, and you see that turnaround when the light bulb comes up and they're like, you know what, I need to speak to my mentor because, you know, I'm going through some issues, and, you know, and you see that connection being built, and then you see them doing well after 1 or 2 semesters. I don't know about you, but, you know, that's a feeling that I cannot describe. And you know, being even a counselor is like a mentor. You know, we mentor our students. I advise my students, and when my students see it and they get it, you know, it's a good feeling. You know, so and there's no money, there's no prize connected to that. When you see those students succeeding, and you're like, oh man, that student of mine, and I was working so hard with her, and she's graduating now. You know, imagine that, Christelle, that you know, you're graduating now in the fall, but that young lady or young man that you were working with, seeing walk on, you know, you get an email saying, oh, can you come to my graduation? Because I want to thank you for all the, you know, all the, you know, help that you gave me during my, you know, my first year at the college. And that there's no money connected to that. You know, it's a good feeling of, you know, of accomplishment. So that's the next thing that will come up eventually when you start working with, you know, with different students and mentoring different students.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. You know, as much as you guys will become peer leaders, you're also a source of inspiration for new students coming in. So, you know, Christelle, I understand that you'll be graduating at the end of the fall semester, but, you know, if you have a chance to work with a number of incoming new students and they see you graduating, you know, you are a source of inspiration, and you're showing them, wow, Christelle is graduating and then going towards a 4-year program. I can do that too, right? So, you know, you're leading by example, and you're also inspiring the new students coming in.
Yeah. And the other piece is that they don't want to hear it from me. They don't want to hear it from Mr. Knight or Ms. Tejo, because even though we look young, I don't know if that we could say that, but we kind of apart from them, while you guys are still, you know, 1 or 2, 3 semesters ahead of them. You know, you're still very close to their, you know, their dreams and their goals. So you could tell them, you know, what techniques you use to get where you are. And thank you, Mr. Wei, for saying this. You know, not everybody got invited to participate in this program. You got this invitation from me because I review your grade point average, I review your credits, and you know, you got what it takes to be a mentor. You know, you got what it takes to help other students. So now I want you to put it to play. I want you to, you know, put all these skills that you learn, and especially now, you know, with this pandemic, if you still maintain that those grade point average, then you're doing something that some people are not doing. And so we want you to share that knowledge with those students who are coming in. Okay. All right. So what are the next steps? So what's going to happen now? So and you can interrupt me if you still have more questions, please. If you have other additional questions that probably came up, please interrupt me because this is the Q&A session. It's not me talking only. I want you guys to, I want to clarify any misconception or any type of question that you guys have. And even if you have further questions, please email me or contact me and I will follow up as well. So what's going to happen now, I'm going to send you guys an application. And the application is very simple. It's not going to be, it's not that complicated, one page. I know, Marlene, that you, I think the other application that you were submitting also requested
A letter recommendation from staff or a professor, yes.
yes. So we're also going to be doing the same thing. So we're going to ask you guys to request a letter recommendation for someone who can attest to your character. Like I can attest to your academic standing. Whoever asks me about your academic standing, I can say, yes, you got what it takes. But I want to get some other feedback on your academic, on your character. So who could say to us that Marlene?
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Lowe.
Yes.
I actually just did an application for my housing,
Okay.
and I had Mr. Knight do the letter of recommendation. Well, I asked him if he could do the letter of recommendation for me, and he did it for me, and I actually turned in my application just 2 days ago.
Okay. But once again, he's giving you your background, your academic background. I would like to know somebody else. Who else can you think of that may attest to your
Professors?
Yeah, someone that you're cool with. And would you guys have any problem with that? And the ones who are not, the ones who are listening, you could put in the chat box if that will be an issue, because I think that's the only thing that I'm going to be requesting is out of our control.
Mr. Lowe, if the letter is done like at the beginning of the year from another professor that gave it to me when I finished the fall, is that acceptable?
I don't I don't mind what letter you get. If you could get this person to change the date and put some recent date, I will definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions about the letter recommendation?
I have a question.
Yes, Fatima.
So I was definitely definitely had like a better connection with my senior high school teachers and like guidance counselors than I do now with my professors, just because everything's remote and we haven't really gotten to get to know each other as we like could have. So is it possible to get one from like a high school guidance counselor?
Yeah, no problem. It could be a guidance counselor, it could be your deacon if you go to church, synagogue, anybody that knows you. You could get it from those folks, former teacher, school counselor, like the team just described. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Someone could describe me. Obviously, if you ask your mom's gonna tell me that you're the very best, in which you are, and if you get a recommendation from your dad's gonna say, my daughter is the most wonderful person in the world, and believe me, I do get that. But I wanted someone that doesn't live with you, and it could be a teacher or a school counselor. Yeah, it could be for my ex coworker if someone that you work in the past that knows you. That's fine with me, Natasha. So once again, it doesn't have to be an XCCC instructor or teacher. It could be someone from outside. Now, like I mentioned to you before, my turnaround period is very close. I don't know if I said this, but I need to submit names to the college before the 19th. So I want to wrap this up really quick. So I will need to submit documentation, everything else, hopefully by the end of the month or the beginning of May. So I'm going to be working on the application today, and you'll get that to your email. And then make sure you, and it's going to be like a form. It's not going to be like a paper form. It's going to be like a almost like what we did with the workshop form. You put your information, and you send it to me, and I get it automatically. Obviously, the letter recommendation will have to be attached, so that will be sent through an email. So you can send it to me, and then I will give Mr. Way's information as well, so he could be included in the conversation. All right, so I'm really excited. I think you guys are sounds like you guys would like to commit. And this looks great in your resume as well. You're building your resume. You want to start showing and future employers that you have some skills, some working skills with people. You're building connections. You know how to network. Those are really important skills that many employers are looking for. And then it also looks good when you apply to maybe scholarships. And you're looking for and then I could write you a recommendation because you participated in this program. So if you're applying for different scholarships, Mr. Wei and I could say, yes, her not only her grades are par, but also her character, because she works so close with our students. So this is great, and we could attest to that completely.
I have
Right.
one more
Yes.
question. The peer leader program, is it similar to the work study program?
No, the work study program, that grant, that money comes out of your financial aid.
Okay.
Okay, that money comes out of your financial aid. So if you're doing that, that's different. So you could do that. You could do the work study. You could do us at the same time. No big deal with that. The way we're gonna pay you is gonna come out of the EOF grant.
Okay.
So I'm gonna earmark some money to pay you for your services as a mentor.
Okay. Because I've tried applying for the work study program before, both through the EOF and through financial aid. And I know due to COVID, everybody's not really looking for new hires.
Yeah. So once again, yeah, that was and tutoring. It was really hard for me to get more tutors because we didn't have that many people applying for tutoring. But definitely with this, I'm gonna have a group of students coming in the summer. So I'm definitely gonna have like 5 to 4 students per person. If this is my group, and we may get 2 or 3 more. Like there's one, I think Paola just had to leave because of signal problems. Well, hopefully she will receive this. She will watch the video, and then she will contact me later. But if I get 5 to 6 students, I'm good with this number. And we could build a program, and then you guys could be my advertisement for all the students to let them know. This is a great thing to do with EOF.
Yeah.
You work with students, you get paid for this. You can't beat that. So but yeah, so we're building this from scratch. Mr. Wei and I will build from scratch. So we'll if we don't have the right answer for you or the right away answer, we're gonna get that for you as we continue on. So yeah, so that will be the steps that I'm taking after this meeting ends.
Okay. Because I still am looking forward to being a math tutor because I really do love math and I want to
Okay.
help others be able to understand it the same way I'm understanding it.
Okay. Um, that, you know what? Thank you for saying that, because I may need also a math tutor for the summer. So I need to see how that's going to work out in terms of you helping my our incoming freshman with math. So it's hard to get math tutors, that's for sure. English tutors I do get a lot, but math tutors tend to be not a problem.
Limited because not a lot of people understand math as it is.
Yeah, yeah. So that's great. That's great. I'm gonna be, you and I gonna be talking on the side to see how we're gonna work on this.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right, folks. Anything else?
So now we just wait for you to get that email with the application to fill out and then the attachment of the letter. And then moving forward, you would just communicate with us if we have any meetings or if you need anything else from us.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is that Mr. Wei and I are going to start planning the subsequent training, because we're gonna have some trainings, some workshops on how to speak to students, how to deal with emergency issues. So we're gonna be, we're gonna have like 4 to 5 meetings that we're gonna discuss this, and then I want you guys to meet individually. You're gonna meet with Mr. Wei individually, to discuss different issues, discuss different, items. And then when you start meeting with your students, you're also going to be meeting with Mr. Wei. If there's any issues that comes up and you don't know how to handle it, one of the things I want to tell you is that, stop and contact Mr. Wei, and he will sit down with you and tell you what will be the best procedure. Sometimes you're going to be, even at 23 years of doing this work, this is nothing surprises me anymore when I see things brought up to me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. So, so you may not have all the answers because I don't have all the answers, but together we're gonna find all the answers. So Mr. Wei will work with you individually, and then when we work together as a group, I'll jump in, but Mr. Wei will have individual communication with you guys. Mr. Wei, would you like to give us your information? Mr. Wei is not an ACC employee. Once again, he's our intern from Kane University. And thank you, Christelle, for mentioning Kane, because he goes to help you when you're ready to transfer over to Kane University. He will give you all the information that you need. I also could do that because I also attend Kane as a doctoral student, and Mr. Wei is also a doctoral student. But Mr. Wei also worked at the college, so he has more, a leg in or make different information that you may need, Christelle, when you're thinking of transferring over. All right, so that's Mr. Wei's email address at Kane. And so any communications, any meetings, he will also give that to you. I know that we haven't created a Calendly address for you, Wei, do we?
I'm working on it.
Okay, so Mr. Wei is gonna create his Calendly information, so you could have access to his calendar, so you want to set appointments with him. So once again, you're gonna have meetings with him. Any meetings, any questions about, and I like to talk about money. Money is important. So any questions about salaries, not getting your check or missing check or things like that, I'm the one that you need to talk to. So Mr. Wei you talk to him about any issues that comes up with your mentees, or you're planning your workshops and you need help. Mr. Wei will come in and help you out, even myself. But if any technical problems with payment, payroll, things like that, I'm the one that you will need to speak to. So I will take care of that for you. All right, any other questions? So let me write the names down. We got Demiana, Fatim, Natasha, and Christelle, and Marlene. Okay. Actually, we got 5 folks. You know, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. You know, and I think I'll be expecting a couple of more folks coming in. I know I got a couple of emails, but this is looking great, guys. And by the way, our summer program is going to be both virtual and face to face. So when we have activities, you know, all of our classes, all of the activities that you're talking about here, you guys gonna be done. It's gonna be all conducted virtually. But we're gonna have face-to-face activities like our end of the summer celebration. On one, you know, if you guys could come in, you guys could come in, and in August, and meet your mentee face-to-face. You haven't done that, and you know, we're gonna have food. We're gonna have certificates. So if you want to, you know, have a certificate given to your own mentee, you also could do that. We'll do that for you. So it will be 1 or 2 events that I may want you to come in on campus to participate with the rest of the staff in regards to this, the program. But I'll give you in advance what will be that date when we'll meet together as a group. Other than that, everything's going to be done remotely. All right. If you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna be here with Mr. Mr. Wei, and you know, you're free to go. And I will follow with another phone call or another email with the link with the application.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care, Fatim.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank you,
for
Mr. Wei. Thank you, Mr.
having
Lowe.
me.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right. Take care, Crystal.